Yeah, I know. Craig, what could you possibly have to critique this week? The Chargers just beat the brake dust off of the Broncos. And true, but even in victories, you got to find the things that need to be cleaned up. And in particular, this team needs to kind of cross their T's and dot their I's before they go into this battle on Sunday in the silver and black Roomba in Vegas against the Raiders to punch their ticket into the playoffs. So, you know what it is. Your boy's back with 5 of them things. Let's get to it. Well, first up, are we too good for free stuff? So I know I can't be the only one that gets just like a wee bit frustrated when the Chargers find themselves with the ball in plus territory, whether it be from a forced turnover or a turnover on downs, whatever the case may be. And then they just proceed to barely move the ball at all. Come away with squidoosh. Nada. Look, in scenarios like that, particularly against teams like the one they played on Sunday, you want to make the most of those opportunities because you put them on their heels early and you might be able to put the game away way sooner. Chargers like playing it pretty tight to the vest though. I don't really know why that is. The play calling kind of gets a little bit bogged down, not just in those scenarios either. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few, but particularly when they're in a position to put points on the board and come away with nothing, just chaps my hide, man. May as well just go ahead and segue on into Virgin Daiquiri Joe, number 2. Before I hop in my bag here, allow me to preface my next statement by first saying that I have no issues with Joe Lombardi as an offensive coordinator. Okay, I take that back because the next part of this wouldn't make any sense. So I have one issue with Joe Lombardi as an OC. It just so happens to be like the biggest problem he has. What's the deal with short yardage situations? I mean, what does Joe Lombardi have against being ahead of the sticks? It doesn't matter if it's second down, third, fourth down, doesn't matter. If it's 3 yards or less, more often than not, it's a run. And if you know that, what do you think the DCs who get paid millions of dollars to prepare for this team think? I wouldn't be shocked if they tell their guys, hey, you know what? I don't care if they line up in 4 wide. If you see the running back there, have at it. And more often than not, they'll probably be right. Look, Joe, I get it. You see a couple yards ahead of you just want to keep the sticks moving and you want to run some clock. You just want to kind of just roll into it. I understand. But dude, there are other ways. Seriously, unclench your cheeks. It's embarrassing. I mean, this next one isn't even funny. I mean, okay, sorry. It's kind of funny. Number 3. Just look over your shoulders, Mikey. I feel like I just need to speak to him directly. Look, Mike Davis, Vato, you've grown on me over the years. Undrafted free agent out of BYU. I've always wondered, does he wear 43 because he runs a 4.3? I've never gotten a straight answer to that. If somebody finds out, hit your boy up, let me know. Look, man, I've watched you shut down Darren Waller, Stephon Diggs, and give Tyreek Hill a long day on more than one occasion. But the issue for me is the inconsistency. And whenever we think something's been fixed, then it rears its ugly head again somewhere later on down the line. Now, initially it was the tackling and not getting the head around. And then for a stretch, the tackling got better. The not getting the head around thing was still a problem. And then you fixed the getting the head around thing. And then the tackling went back to crap. But then last week, everything was bad. And yo, the way you got crossed up, bro, you weren't on skates, my man. You were in quicksand. I've not seen Allen Iverson do anyone that dirty. Whew. It was not fun to watch. Going into this week, if Waller plays again, that's who I would like to see primarily defend him. It'll free Derwin up, and hopefully he has a bounce back game, because that was nasty work. My man, get it together. We need you. Oh, sorry. Number 4. Why rush? At the beginning of the year, had you told me that our pass rush would be an issue, I wouldn't have believed it. With what Brandon Staley did with the Rams, now look, I get it. Blah, 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 Aaron Donald, blah, blah. That's not the point. Brandon Staley is a great defensive mind. He understands how to manufacture pressure. And I know that there were some issues this year because of personnel, guys being out for various reasons, so you can't get super exotic blitzes, not a bunch of stunts in games because you had guys out in the secondary and you don't want to expose them. Totally understandable. But listen, this week, the majority of your defense is intact. I'm not trying to have Derek Carr eliminate my team from the playoffs. For starters, I hate Derek Carr. He has one of the most punchable faces I've ever seen on a man. And look, number 2, who wants to see the Raiders in the playoffs? Furthermore, Hunter Renfrow. Sure, he's a nice guy. If I have to watch him run scot-free in our secondary, him and his receding hairline, I'm going to have to go back on one of my New Year's resolutions. And that was to not break anything in my house because of the Los Angeles Chargers. Guys, don't make me go back on my word. I don't want to have to spend additional funds replacing things in my dwelling. And my wife wouldn't be too happy about that either. Do your boy a solid. Just get the job done. That's all I ask. Okay? Please? And to round this bad boy out, number 5. NFL soft as cotton now. The risk of sounding like your older next door neighbor yelling at your kids to get off their lawn, I have to ask the question, what happened to the NFL? I mean, I understand player safety being paramount, but even that is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down because that conversation can get tricky. But I watched Drew Lock get Tom Brady calls on Sunday. How? Now, if we're talking about Joey Bosa specifically, and there's a little bit of a target on Joey's back. He didn't do himself any favors with that criticism of officiating earlier this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get anything going forward as far as calls are concerned and gets everything called against him, because now if he sniffs a quarterback too hard, the flag's coming out. But league-wide, it's kind of a thing. It's a little frustrating to watch guys play their hearts out and get put in situations where they're asked to control their body in ways that no human being could. I mean, it's a contact sport. People are going to get hit awkwardly and hard. It's kind of part of the reason why they wear pads. But I'm not here to break that down. It's not my job. It's just something that bugged me. Decided to throw it in. I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way, especially if you come from a different generation of football. And there I go, sounding like an old man again. So let me stop. Long story less long, it's a problem for me. So I'll get you out of here on this. Sunday night, game got flexed, so we are the only show in town. Looking forward to seeing what these guys look like in a one and done situation. Whether they feel like they deserve to make the next step and get into the dance. I'm excited to see who shows up, and either way it'll be fun. Regardless as to what happens, though, your guy will be here with his opinions, because no matter what, I got 5 on it. Catch you next time. Later.